All right. And I'm back, but I'm on Forza. And let's get some music going. Let's go. And I'm showing y'all my Corvette. This is it. I didn't hook it up, okay? So it doesn't look pretty. It doesn't look drippy. It's just a plain Jane. I'm still working on a few things that I want, like to make it feel good. I don't know why I got stuck on stupid for a minute. Must be the food. You get sleepy after you eat. I don't know. So I just want to chill. This is what I'm talking about. When I get back on a game that I drift on, I cannot drift because I'm getting used to the like other physics that are crazy. I just now re-downloaded Beamer G2 because I saw that everybody's talking about it right now because they fixed the drifting problem on there. They upgraded it. They did a couple of cool things on it. So I was like, yo, let me jump on this real quick. So I'm trying to make this car feel like, hold on. At least I'm trying my best to try to make it feel like that. Let me see. Hold on. Where are you? On the Formula Drift. I can never find this car though. Let me go on the Ford. I think if I go on the Ford, that's where I find it. There it is. So I'm trying to make it feel like this car because this is so like nice. It's so like, and I put it all the way on 7 gear, so I might have to change the gearbox on it because on the Corvette I have it on 4 gears, like straight up drift. So I'm trying to make it effort. Like, see, this is like almost effortless. And why am I going up? Hold on, I gotta go back down. It's almost so effortless drifting this car. I don't know. I can't remember if I did anything to this car. I'm gonna have to look at it, but it's been so long that if I did, I can't remember. But anyway, the thing is, I think I did because this don't come with 7 gears. I think it comes with 4, I think. So I'm pretty sure I did. So see this one, I wish this was like the Motorfest, the Crew Motorfest, on how easy it is to. So the funny part that I was talking about earlier, that the controller feels like this while you're using a controller, but then the wheel on this game feels like I don't know, such a weird thing. I don't know why I was itching to use my wheel. I mean, using the controller is cool, but sometimes you want to use your wheel. And I was trying to use the wheel with the other game, but damn, man, you gotta be a scientist to go and figure it out. And I just didn't want to do it. I mean, I tried a little bit, but it's just ridiculous. So I was like, you know, let me just chill. I want to chill, and I'm uncomfortable. I don't know why. Maybe because I didn't fix it to where I like next to the pedals. Since I was using the controller, I could sit back. I could just. I feel like I'm not sitting straight. I could have thrown Car X too, but because I still got Car X. That's probably like the only game that I've never deleted. I had to delete like I don't know how many games right now just to install BeamNG. And Car X, I've never uninstalled it. So yeah, see, I'm trying to get my Corvette to feel like this, like effortlessly. So I'm gonna go and I might have to make that 7. Let me change the car real quick. Just take the gearing part off of it and just try to hook it up as a drift car without it literally being a drift car. Let me see. I think I gotta. No, it's not this. I forgot where the hell I gotta go to. I was just on this like. Yeah, this one I think. Yeah, I think it's this one. Then I gotta kind of sit there and just tune it. Look at that, 175. But it's so like, bro, it's so easy to do it here. Like, I wish it was like that in the other game, but it's just not. It's not set up right. Look at this. This is like, even though this car is not even tuned yet, it's not even like, you know, I'm still doing decent with it. All right, so let's see how it goes, how it performs with the other gear. Yeah, I gotta sit here and what's a good base for this? Usually I keep this down, so let me keep this down because I put this up pretty high. So whatever this is, this will be the fastest like gear from the other ones, and then these could get knocked down. So let's say this is 3. I'm gonna put it on 3 to start. As long as it could like recover pretty quickly. The problem with the way I fix up my drift cars that my friends hate is that when they want to cruise, I can't cruise with them. I don't have a like, it's just straight up drift, and they get pissed at me. They're like, yo, bro, why you gotta be that guy? Like, we're cruising, bro. Like, bring a regular car, bro. No, don't bring your drift car, bro. I'm like, but this is how I cruise. They hate me, bro. They get mad at me. I'll be like, this is how I cruise, bro. This is my cruise. This is my drift cruise. This is my drift cruise car, bro. And that's why I'm always gonna love this game here, because it's just, man, I put in so many hours, and I'm telling you right now, I've had to do a couple of races, because the game kind of forces you to do some certain type of races. But for the most part, I mean, I haven't even touched the story mode. I just come on, I go up on that hill. Let me see, where's it at? I was just there. Up here, or just anywhere that's really nice to like drift. And bro, I go to town. I just stay there. I live there. So usually I like to use this place as a little reference, because since it has, like, you know, you can hold your drift. You kind of gotta, you know, use your Scandinavian flick maneuver, you know, to, in some corners where, you know, instances where you have to like be very quick with it. So I with this gear, what I'm trying to achieve is just a straight up, just smoothness. Like, I don't have to fight too much with the car. It's just like natural, like a smooth control with it. Oh, too early. I had to keep my foot on the throttle. This is what I'm talking about, the weight distribution, just straight up letting the weight of the car take the car, and then using that to use for your transitions. And yeah, I'm on. You could tell I'm on wheel. Anytime you see the shakiness, you know I'm on my wheel. You ain't even gotta ask. Be like, yo, oh my God, are you okay? Is there an earthquake going over there? Nah, it's just me on my wheel. It's just me chilling on the wheel. I was thinking about just getting on and just not even streaming, just chill and drift, because usually when I tune a car it takes forever. But I just felt like getting on the wheel. And I still haven't broken the record on here. Like, at least for me to get like a mil, I haven't done that yet. That'll be the best test right there. To hit a mil here easy. Yeah, so it's just basically the counterweight of it. Like, I'm trying to get it's kind of weird to explain. I'm trying to get it to the point where, like, when I always talk about it drifts itself, that means the car's so good at drifting that it has like this kind of pendulum swing to it, where the weight dictates where the car is going to go and how long you have to hold the drift, and then you can let it go, swing it, you know, you're swinging all the weight to one side, and then that's basically how you do weight transitioning. I love that style of drifting the most, and I think that was the original way it was made in Japan, which is why they don't believe in high horsepower, because for them it's not about horsepower. For them it's just using the weight of the car itself to transition. So there's not much in the technique of, you know, clutch kicking and all that now. Like they're so good, they know their cars. Like it's just insane. So that's why they can take a low power car and just swing the weight around, basically. So that's what I tend to do when I get a new game or whatever. I try to mimic that. Just, you know, I'm driving, I'll swing it in. I use the brake there. But normally you want to just flick it and then just go in. And that's what I try to use all the time. That's how the Mustang's working right now. Like, it's kind of hard to explain. I can see why people have such a hard time explaining drifting, because it's just something you gotta like feel. I could try to explain it the best I can, but explaining how to drift is just never that easy, I guess, because there's so many different techniques that you can do. But if you look any I don't know, any technique video up or anything like that, they'll show you about those basic techniques of weight transferring, you know, clutch kicking. When your car's boggling down, you know, you would clutch kick it. And then flicking the car. Just different little things. Those are my like basic. I still use like the basic formula for drifting. That's why I basically almost drift in every game that I play. It don't matter what game it is. I'm using the same formula that is used to when people are learning how to drift. So it always stays the same no matter what game you're playing. And that's how it should be anyway, because if you think about it, if you got a real car in real life, and let's say you've been drifting sims or whatever, but then you're playing sims that require you to do different things that have nothing to do with real life, and then someone's like, oh yeah, you think you can do it for real? Here's my car. And then yeah, I'd be scared, dude. I'd be scared. I wouldn't want to wreck nobody's car, bro. I don't care if it's a flat parking lot, empty, whatever, or if it's an actual like actual race, you know, circuit or whatever, that they do that, and you could just. I saw what's his I think he's called Car Mighty. He did a not that long ago about real drifting, bro. This is a dude that's nasty in BeamNG, and he did a video of that, and I was like, yo, that's sick, bro. And it took him a little bit, but bro, it's the same steps that he would do in the game. You just gotta kind of readjust to real life. But then after a while, I think he took 2 days or whatever. I don't know exactly how long he took, but he was there like all day. And that's dope, bro. That's incredible, bro. That you would actually. Another one, I think, is G2 Fast. He started drifting in real life too. Like, so, man, it's amazing to see that people that are like gaming, just chilling, and then they go to do it in real life, bro. That's so dope. I think also T-Pain did the same thing. He was playing games for a while, and then he got his own team now. Yeah, that is pretty dope to see, man. That is pretty dope. And you know, they have real people. They have like real people teach them how to do it, because you don't want to go in there thinking like, oh no, man, I've been doing this for years, and people be like, word, and then you know, you wreck, you total their car, you be like, and they'll be like, yeah, I thought you've been doing it for a year, bro, on Car X, you know what I mean? I've been on Forza. They be like, yo, what the? Hey, yo, you paid for all these damages, bro. Yo, so I'm trying to get the car to like get to the point where it just starts slipping. Not only, you know, like, okay, like the car is off right now basically, and it could just boom that quick, but then what happens, you will reach a point where the car is kind of like, it doesn't have the power to flick, and that's what I don't want. I always want my cars to like flick when I let the throttle go, and I could just flick the car. And if the car doesn't have enough power, it's just not gonna do it. So that's like, you got to find a nice sweet spot to be able to do that. And then if it's a really nice spot, you'll notice that your drifts are not going to require that much power, that much thinking, that much force. You're not going to be fighting your car. It's going to be very smooth. Like you're not going to be, you know, wrestling with your wheel kind of thing. It's just going to be smooth. You can let it go. Look, my hands free. Like, that's what I was saying with the other game. Like, it's like that in Car X, it's like that on this, it's like that on Assetto. Like, it has this weird thing. They all have their little differences. Like, you know, with the physics. But like I said, it's one of those things that you will readjust. It'll take a little 10, 20 minutes or whatever to readjust to the game and the physics, but then you'll start doing it because you got the basic principle of doing it. And that game, bro, I want to love it so much. I like it already, but it's not there. And then the wheel too, the way the wheel feels, it feels very choppy. I'm using the same wheel on this game, so that's how I know it all comes down to like game physics and what are they doing with their physics. So, because I saw a lot of people, that made me get the game. You know, a lot of people were like, oh no, this is way better than Forza. The drifting is way better. It's like better. And then everybody's like, oh yeah, it's Forza drifting sucks. So I'm like, damn, for real? Like, damn, Matt, people are praising this game right now. So that made me really want to get the game. And then I get the game and I'm garbage on the wheel. It makes no sense. But then again, you know, it could be, like I said, maybe they tweaked it out really good on the consoles, and then the PCs kind of just still, since it's getting going right now, it just came out. Maybe they got to implement all those changes. I don't know how it works. You would think if it's good on console, then they would have already fixed the little bugs. They would have already fixed a bunch of things, and it would just be like an improved version of it. But I don't know. I'm not a developer. I don't know what it takes to do these changes in game, and so I can't. Bro, if I could, bro, I'd be fixing my glasses. But you're using the script wrong. You gotta go F9 12 / cubicle, like all this. Yeah. But yeah, this is very relaxing. Like this, just smooth like this. Just, I'm not even fighting the wheel right now. This is what I mean by the car drift itself. That's what that's you know. And then I try to find a nice balance between all the other ones. So I could probably push this a little, but then it's gonna get to the point where it boggles, and I kind of don't want that. So what I could do is either I can bring it up a little bit so I could respond a little more aggressive. So let's say I could bring it up to like, I don't know, let's say 320, and then bring this one, keep this one at like 310 here. But then I probably have to do it from here. This, I'll probably keep these gears the way they are. I gotta mess with like maybe, I don't know, from third to this, and have like a subtle difference between them. I'll just see. I'll let me mess around with the numbers real quick. And then I guess something like that. And then I just mess with the gears. So let's check out the fourth gear. But it still doesn't feel as good as the Mustang, like the power of it. I mean, of course, that Mustang is a Formula drift car, so this is just a regular one, so I guess the power differences to make it the way that one is kind of, I'm expecting too much. But so far, that's my favorite. It's probably because I've been drifting it for so long. And because in Car X, that's what I was drifting the most, was the Mustang too. Alright, let's try. Let me see this gear right here that I just changed by a little bit. Okay, yeah, it definitely got way more aggressive. But at the same time, it got more, like what got better was the recovery time, like how fast the car could come back. And to me, that's kind of important when you're using weight transition, because you want, like, if you let the throttle go and the car's just power sliding, and then you're just shifting the weight back when you're in the middle of transition, you want your car to recover as quick as possible. This is why when I drift, I don't use that much of like braking and stuff, because you don't have to. It's kind of like in car accidents, it's the same thing, unless you're tandeming. That's when it gets hard, because when you're tandeming, you have to be basically in sync with whoever you're following. Unless you're like leading, and then you can do whatever you want. I really got to get good at tandeming. I suck at tandeming right now. I haven't tandemed in so long. I'm just trying to achieve that flick right now, instead of relying on my handbrake. Like, this is a handbrake right here that I could go in and transition back and forth. But this is why I like, even in the straight little lines, I practice. What is it called? It's called something when you do that. I forgot what do you call that? What's the right term for when you're manging? I think that's what they call it, when you're manging back and forth. To me, that's just chaining transitions back and forth, like manging. No, isn't actually manging is the checker game or something. I don't even know what I'm talking. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't, bro. I don't know. So I like to just practice all these techniques every once in a while. Like, have the rule of no handbrake, have the rule of no clutch kicking, and just see how you can, you know, if you could even do it. Because some games, the cars will be so weak to where you need to clutch kick. But then nowadays we're playing video games. Everybody's gonna like, slap crazy power on their cars. So I really I want to figure that other game out, man. I want to enjoy it with the wheel and have it feel like this. This feels nice. For this wheel being 2 Newton meters, you can still feel the resistance. But the problem with the other game that I have is when you come back, when it snaps back, that's what I always refer as the snapback, when the wheel comes back to you. And this one, I believe I have let me see, hold on. I have all the force feedback and all that stuff. Hold on, where is it at? Advanced controls, I think. So these are my settings here. So as you can see, look, I have the wheel damper all the way up. At everything is up. Vibrations, I turn it down because on this wheel, you don't want, unless you want to make noise, you want to get revenge on your neighbors. So for off-road, I have that too. So because when you're going off-road on the dirt, it's basically vibration on the dirt, and that's it. The sensitivity, this is one thing that I got to look at. Maybe that's what I got to look on the other game. I got to like really put the sensitivity low. So I like I said, I'm still trying to learn the mechanics of the other game. It seems every game you play, you gotta fiddle around with the wheel, but that's what I look for. Like just a nice, look at this, smooth, bro, just chilling. And that's how drifting should feel. Like if you, like I said, if you got a nice car, it should feel smooth. Like you could flick the car. Because I remember when I first started drifting on cars, oh my god, I was really fighting the wheel. Like really fighting the wheel. Like we talking like almost wrestling. And I think that's what's the most relaxing part of this. That's the reason I end up being relaxed, is when I'm playing. This one has that weird little thing too where the snapback is not exactly right sometimes. So sometimes you'll turn the car too much and then you don't get no reaction, and you'll actually reach the end of the turning point on the wheel. Which I learned too by doing research, that the Logitech has that. Even the direct drive one, and it's because the wires inside of it. Most of the other wheels don't have that. So there's a lot of weirdness in every wheel that you just got to research the crap out of it. But so far, everybody that's played with it, they say it's good, and most people, the only downside with it is it doesn't have no ecosystem. People want wheels. People want those racing wheels. I don't even know what to call them. Formula F1 wheels? I don't know. The round wheels for drifting, the rally wheels, like that's what they want. The rims. The shifters, you know how long they've been asking for a shifter? Probably longer than than they was asking for the direct drive. As far as horror games, because I know there's people that love the horror games, me playing it, me acting the fool, screaming, getting scared. I probably would continue to do that. The only horror game I got now, probably for next Friday, would be Lost. Damn, I forgot the name. Something, I don't know. It has to deal with like depression and stuff like that too. Like they're locked in an asylum, a hospital. And it's supposed to be a true story. Town of Light, I think it's called. This thing is I think is the damper that I have so high, so I could feel rough, and that's what's making the wheel come back. And if I leave it still, it does this rubber banding effect where it's just back and forth. And I know it's the damper that's doing that because I set the feedback force down, and it still does that. And then I put the damper up, and then the damper is the one that makes it feel like tighter, the wheel, and just like, you know, the resistance wise. Yeah, it kind of feels way slower than the car I want to like emulate right now. I really want to make that car feel like, it's really hard to do though, but I want it to feel like this car, because if this one has there's like no effort into it. And sometimes you can't grab I can't grab the same settings. It don't work like that. Each car is kind of like different. See, look, I started drifting with that one, and this one's got so much power that, look at this. And that's what I'm talking about. See, like I slide, and then I love this car just because of that, the weight transition. Just, I did too much, but literally is a hairpin. Like you literally tap it, and then if you're losing momentum or whatever reason, then you would turn it, and it has enough strength to whip you back into wherever position you want. And that's why I like drifting this car. They also have the Corvette Formula Drift one, but it doesn't feel as good as this one for some reason, and it feels different. But maybe I just got to sit down and tune that one too. I don't know why I took so long tuning this car till it just felt perfect. Because I use any other car and it just feels weird. So since I like the Corvette, I want to hook up the Corvette. So I try to do it like that, like a pendulum thing, like back and forth. You're not really fighting anything. You're just letting go, holding, and then, you know. It's a weird way to explain drifting, but that's the closest thing that I can think of. So that's at least my style of drifting, where I like letting the thing go, like the swing, the weight, and then applying throttle, and then just, you know, going with it. And it's such a nice relaxing feel to just see that happening, and then you just let the throttle go, and then just, so that's what I'm saying. For me, at least, drift is like 90% throttle control and like 10% you actually touching the wheel. You know, you're not really supposed to fight the wheel. You just guide it. It's a weird thing. It's like you just lightly kind of guide it, but then you let it go, and it's gonna do it on its own. So I know everybody be confused, like, what is he talking about? The car drifting by itself. This dude don't know what the hell he talking about. Obviously, the car doesn't drift itself, but it feels like it does. And the reason I like this over Car X now is because of the tightness of the wheel, right? It feels nice and like tight and firm. And when I play Car X, it makes this feel like a toy. If that makes any sense. Like, it just makes it feel like there's no pressure, there's no force. It's like, and then if I put the feedback, then it just turns into a massager. It just turns into like a vibration thing, bro. Like, it's just crazy. BeamMG is also nice. It doesn't do that too. It's like a nice tight. You could feel the like. It's almost like if this had rubber bands in it or something. Like it's more of an elastic feel or something like it's just the tightness is weird. It doesn't feel mechanical. That's what I'm trying to say. In some games, it feels so mechanical that when you do have these gear-driven wheels, it's like it sounds like someone's tap dancing in your room or something. Something's going on in there. So that's the only reason I stopped playing cards that much. And everybody was talking about the drama of hacking. I didn't really have that happen, but I don't play it that much no more. I don't know when was the last time I played. And when I do play, I don't play for that long of period of time. Like it just all depends when I'm like bored. See, so I'm not using no brake, and the recovery on this car is just insane. I'm just like swinging it around. I try my best not to use my brakes. And that's the reason I have such a hard problem when it comes to racing, because I'm just not used to pressing the brakes. For a whole year, I've been drifting like this. Even on controller. Even on controller, I would drift like this, with letting the car swing and the weight taking the car, you know? And then I was wondering, I was like, yo, can I actually do that when I get my wheel? And then everybody was like, no, man, you gotta drift for real, bro. You gotta clutch kick. You gotta do all this stuff, bro. You're not gonna be able to drift like that, bro. Wait till you get your wheel. And I got the wheel. And in the beginning, I believed it. I was like, oh man, I'm not gonna be able to drift the way I want to. And then, you know, as you keep practicing, you get better and you develop your own little skills, your little techniques that work for you, and then you get good. Because people always told me like, oh wait, what do you do when you drift? And I try to explain, and it's so it's a weird thing to explain. Because everybody knows the techniques. Like they know, yeah, or you got to clutch kick, or you got to use your e-brake and stuff like that. But once you get so good to the point where you understand your car, and I think that comes down to like real life, because remember, in real life there's G-force. We're never feeling G-force here. While I'm sitting here in this chair, the G-force is missing. You know, if I have the window open in the car, that's gonna come in and like go crazy. That's a whole nother thing. Burning rubber, you're actually seeing a whole bunch of smoke, you know, like all over the place. So it's like the smells, the realism, all these things that we're missing in real life. When you're doing it in real life, it'll hit you, and it's just different. It's just different. So I could imagine how afraid I would be the minute the two wheels start sliding and the car and my weight shifts to another side. I'm gonna be petrified. Because it's not something you want to do normally, you know. Normally you're just driving. You're trying to avoid that when you're driving, you know. So to me, that's why I say it's 90% throttle control, and then 10% you're kind of just guiding the wheel. Now, if I get if I do get the Logitech wheel, and it's, you know, it's gonna be a powerhouse where it might just make my whole table spin. Who knows? Who knows if the way I drift will change? I don't know till I have it in my hands and I'm using it. I forgot who it was, bro. That there was like drifting is not about how much angle you get. It literally is when when they're judging when they're judging you for events. That's the how close can you get to the person, how much angle you get. That's the basic thing of judging a drift competition. So it made me laugh when I forgot who it was, bro, but I was roasting him about that. I mean, in a sense, he was kind of right, because it's also about style, your own style. And I'm always curious to see how other people do it too. And you always learn, you know, like, oh, if this is happening to you, maybe you got to do this. And this is when you got to do it, when you start to feel this or start to feel that. And at least for racing, that's why I'm open to like listening to people when they're telling me about like racing and what they do. And I forgot who it was that told me instead of shifting down, they shift up. And then that just, I don't know, for some reason that stood in my head. And then that's what I do when I'm racing. Instead of shifting down, I shift up. Because in drifting it's understandable why you would shift down. You want the faster revs to like come back quick, which is the time to recover, you know. But racing is different because you want to have the most speed. It's not it's about like the recovery, but at the same time it's about how much faster you could keep going. How could you recover and you know, catch up when you need to and do all this other stuff. So I got a lot to learn when it comes to racing. Especially just using the damn brake. Using the damn brake. That's one of the main parts. Oh, I went completely off. Another thing that I like about drifting too, you see these lines. If these lines were full on all the way to the other side, I would try my best to stay on one side or to stay in the back lines. That's another way of practicing your control on drifting too. Instead of just plainly just drifting just because you can, oh look, I could drift and go. You challenge yourself to like be precise while you're drifting. And do things like, oh, I'm gonna stay in this one lane, do things like that. I've done that in car X where I stay in one lane. And I try to stay on one line and things like that. And that's pretty fun because that's pretty hard to do depending on what car you're using. And it just brings another challenging instead of just being like, oh, you know, you've been drifting for like 5 hours. Doesn't it get boring? That's why I guess I don't get bored. I come up with these little challenges all the time. And getting it done is pretty hard. So right now, my thing right now, when you see me go off the road and do this, is because I'm not braking. I'm not using my brakes at all. So when I mess up, you can clearly see when I mess up. If you don't drift like that, you should try just so you can get an idea of just what weight transferring is. And again, I just use like a pendulum swing type. Like you want to like see this right there, that instant, I would try to hold that angle for as long as I can so that when I swing back around, it's like a natural thing. Like see, boom, no hands. And you like, oh, if I find a flat place, I would show you. I did it in Car X too, where I found what's that map called? Cami Road on the bottom. And I was showing people how just throttle control by itself, how you can just slide the car back and forth, and then you could actually use the brake to kind of like correct yourself to swing back even more further. All right, let me change my. I keep using this. I love this car, man, but I really want to work on the Corvette if I can. That Corvette is just. It doesn't feel. It don't feel nowhere near as powerful. It's not feeling nowhere near what this Mustang is feeling like. Let me 6 gear, see what this one feels like. See, like this feels like I need the brake because it doesn't have enough power to swing itself around to initiate the drift. Unless I go like 7, because I got this one pretty high here. Like, I don't even care if I come off the road. I'm just trying to get to the point where I could swing the car. And it's pretty hard because if I use the brake, it's way easier than if I use the brake. I could just boom, brake, go in, brake again, and then brake again, and then hold the drift here like this. And then whenever I need, you know, I just brake, boom, and then brake, boom. And that's the majority of people, that's how they do drift. But I like that pendulum swing type thing where I'm just, depending on the weight of the car, I love drifting like that. Using the brakes is kind of, I wouldn't call it a handicap or nothing like that. It's just, I've always seen it as correcting an error. Like you would use a brake because you entered wrong, you entered a turn wrong, or you didn't flick the car right, so now you gotta correct yourself and you know, like, because anyone can flick a car, like, you know how the flick will work. You just go in from one end and then you come back and then you gotta hold that and then you gotta flick the car again. So that's a technique you could just, if you don't know how to drift first, just, I think that originated from rally actually. I think Ken Block talked about it, where he learned that Scandinavian flick from rallying, because he was a rally driver before he ever was a drift. From what I saw on one of his, I think it was like a documentary or something. So here I'm just trying to flick the car, and the problem with this is like what I was saying, the gear. If you look at the rev monitor, like how quick it goes up, but then it goes up so quick that you lose strength because it's just revving, like it's just like kind of like max revving. Which if you look at the Mustang, you'll see that I don't even think I do max rev with that car. That's one of the things I got to keep in mind with that car, is like it slides so much and it has so much weight that I'm constantly just like playing with the throttle. I think they call that feathering. You're just like not constantly on the throttle, but just like, you know, little taps. This one I'm holding it. I'm like holding this thing. Like, that's what I'm saying. It's not gonna feel like the Mustang. I don't know if I can get it to feel like the Mustang. But see here, I have to like kind of brake because I don't have the power to swing it back. So to me, this is the longest process to. It also depends on what you're drifting on too, because the track or whatever. But I feel like this is nice and ideal because it has a mixture of different types of turns. It's got hairpins. It's got kind of like these where it's kind of like you're not going in that long. You're just going in and out really quick. And then they have the long turns where you could just really hold it. So I figured if you can drift in this little area where it's got almost all the type of little turns, you'll be able to drift anywhere. Like whatever the game gives you, you'll just be able to, do it. And also depending on the gear, if you're drifting somewhere where there's always little turns and you gotta like, correct yourself and come back and save yourself, you could. It's just different with this one, man. I'll show you right now. I'm gonna change to the Mustang so you can see how it doesn't rev as crazy. I did try to fix a regular Mustang, and I don't know. I don't know what's the difference. Like, why is it so different? See, so you see the difference, like, between that one and the other one, where the other one I'm holding, this one I'm just literally tapping, and I'm letting the weight go. And look at the rev. Like, you don't see me even hitting that red. The only time I hit it is when I need to. Like, you can clearly tell when I'm hitting it. You can clearly tell when I'm letting go. And that's what I want with the Corvette. With the Corvette, I'm just holding. I'm holding that. I'm holding that throttle like crazy. But then that's the reason I don't have power. Because then once I need the power, since I'm holding the throttle, I don't have the power. So what I got to do is either brake or clutch kick. And this one, you can't really hold it, because if you hold it, you're going to spin out. So you kind of have to, like, play footsies with this. I notice whenever I hold it, I just lose control when I come back. That's just crazy, dude. It feels so nice to be able to like recover with this thing. What do I got on my foot? Oh. I'm like hitting a cable with my foot and I feel it. And normally this is what I do off stream if I do feel like drifting even more than usual, I would just, drift from whatever other games. I've been downloading all the other drift games that I haven't played in a while. Anyway, that's my little secret of how I get so much angle sometimes too, because I'm using that max angle to my advantage to swing. I love this, bro. The angle you get with this car is... I just haven't been practicing to the point where I'm consistent and 100% smooth. But what I mean by that is just one motion, like one motionless drift. Like it just seems like it's just so continuous. Like there's no errors. You just continue to do it, like in one motion. I messed up there. Messed up. So that's how I know when I really hammer this down. When I can do this whole thing in like one motion. I mean, I got most of it. It's just the annoyance of like 1 or 2 turns that messed me up. And this, like coming off the road like that, that pisses me off too. Like, I don't want to stay, I don't want to get off the road. I want to be as consistent as I can and keep it on the track. Yeah, that was me breaking right there, like hard. I never know if those are real people. I doubt it though. I can never tell. Unless they literally stop next to me and they start honking their horn and stuff like that. That's how I know, but like, it's hard for me to tell when they're like real or if it's just somebody that was constantly here drifting and doing that. I think it's probably some like the NPC, because someone would literally be drifting this instead of just driving on it. But then again, that's all in my drifter mind. Who knows if they're trying to keep it as straight as possible and clear this thing as quick as possible. I don't know. Man, this makes me want to continue to play the other one, but what's irritating is that it's just the fact that I can't use this on I can't be on the wheel. I'm gonna try to mess around with that sensitivity though. Now that I saw the sensitivity on here is really low. It's like 0.5. I forgot what the hell it was on that other game. So I'm gonna have to like chill and not get aggravated. Cause there's one, like I said, there's one thing when you drive and you like a game and then you start, like I said, you don't even master the art of drifting, you master the art of their physics. And then what happens, like I said, you come back to another game where you could actually drift, and then you're just everywhere. You can't drift anymore because you've been playing on a game with crazy physics. And this sounds like the end of the video, right? Where credits should roll. I just took quiet for that long. Oh, man. I just enjoy this, man. I can't explain the relaxation you just get from seeing your car just sideways like this, holding the position, you know. I guess it all depends, because if it depends on your style, how you drift. Maybe you drift very erratically, where you have to pay attention to everything or you'll mess up, you know. I don't know. I think rally would stress me out though. even though it looks simple, I think I seen one dude play it, and I was just amazed, bro. I was like, bro, like, cause y'all rally, it's crazy. Let's not even talk about how crazy it is in real life. That thing is just. That thing is mad nuts, man. Like the way people would like sit on the side, and these cars are going that fast, and they're just like chilling. Like they have complete trust. They're trusting their lives to whoever's behind the wheel, bro. Yo, chill, bro. I'm guessing they make everybody sign waivers or something. Like you can't just, you know. Something's got to be going on there. That'd be crazy if there is no such thing as that. They just go in there. There's none of that. Yeah, I almost felt like I needed the break there. So like another thing that I do when I'm in these roads too, like if you're pissed off, you see how I was pissed off coming off the road. Another good thing to practice, if you get mad, you know, coming off the road a little bit, is practice staying in the center. That's a good practice to not come off the roads. You just always try to stay in the center. Like you pretend there's like a center line, and then you try your best to stay right in the center. So you're just mixing the pendulum right here, and you just stay right in the center. And what that does visually, if you could imagine a line here, you'll notice that you won't have that won't happen to you. You'll just constantly stay in the middle. Yeah, I wish CarX felt like this again. Because CarX used to feel like this. The wheel used to feel very responsive, and it felt good. I can still drift in CarX, but it's kind of weird. Like I said, the wheel feels more of like a toy than anything. I mean, this thing looks like a toy. Let's be real. So that's why in certain games it just feels so good when it doesn't feel like a toy. It just, you start turning and you feel like the pressure, you feel the resistance, you like you feel it, like you're just like, oh man, you're kind of fighting it. I don't like when it don't make no sense that you're just driving and it's just like, and you're just like, what's going on? Because you don't get it messes your whole perception of why the car is doing this, doing that. Like you have just no clue why it's doing it, and you will never learn like that. Because I think the way you learn is when you start doing things and you start feeling the car. This is why it's so hard to explain drifting. So when you're basically have a feel for it, you kind of start understanding how things work. So when game physics are bad, it's just everywhere, and then it don't click. That's all I could say. Like, you're gonna reach a point where even if you suck at drifting, at some point something's gonna click, and then it don't matter what game you play, you're gonna be good at it because you already, like I said, you know the basics. But if it don't work, if those fundamentals are broken, I don't know, it's not gonna feel normal. It's not gonna feel natural. I would love, that would be the most amazing thing to have. Like imagine a game made by drifters, but like literally made by drifters. So where they're testing it, like I said, and they have footage of them doing stuff in real life, and then they have them do stuff in the game in the same tracks or whatever. Like, that'd be the best, like, ever drift game ever, especially if it's like sponsored by actual drifters. and then you're actually drifting in those locations. Like, it's nuts. I forgot what video was that there was a professional driver. I don't know if it was iRacing, and he was like showing the actual track of the game and himself driving, which racing, and it was insane. I mean, I didn't like it that much because I would have been blown away if it was drifting, but it's insane that the way he was driving in the game, it was the exact in real life. I was just like, damn, bro. So that's the only thing that's always got me curious. Like, a lot of the sims that are, you know, they're made for racing, right? I don't think they've ever made one that's meant for drifting, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not 100% dedicated for drifting with actual real physics that someone could actually really do. Like, people could just be like, oh yeah, I've drifted and this kind of does feel similar. But like, what game? Like, everybody says Assetto Corsa is real. So if you're good at Assetto Corsa, in theory, if you grab a car, you should just be able to like drift. Like, I'm like, yeah. Like, they're like, yo, you know how to drift, bro? All right, yo, give him the keys, bro. You wrecked the car? Hey, yo, what happened, bro? Bro, I don't know what happened. This never happened to me in Assetto Corsa. Never happened to me. You gonna get your ass whooped. Yo. Oh. I remember when I saw Assetto Corsa as a drift game online on YouTube, and I thought it was so dope, and I got my brain eaten, bro, like just beaten, because I thought, because they remember they have Assetto Corsa on systems too, on consoles, and I was a console player, and I remember buying Assetto and being so hyped, and I was like, yeah, man, this is my life now. And then I went and got Assetto, and then you just have one drift track, and I was so sad. And then everybody's like, yeah, bro, nah, that's not how it works, bro. That's a mod. Everybody's on mods. They're on computers, bro. You will never get that on console. And I was just so sad, bro. My dreams died right there. All that mental practice in my mind, all that, oh, I'm gonna kill it, oh, I'm gonna be the best, oh, I'm gonna just spend every waking day there learning the ropes. I love this track, oh, I'm gonna, like, you start thinking, imagining how you're gonna attack the course, you know, in your head, your imagination is just going crazy. And then boom, you just find out that, nah, that's, bro, you ain't doing that. You ain't doing that on PlayStation. And that's when I was pissed. That's when I was pissed off at PC people. I felt some kind of way, bro. Like, hey, yo, why you didn't tell us this, bro? And then, you know, now I just find it hilarious. But, bro, when it happened, I forgot when it happened, years ago. At that point, I think Assetto was old, too. Like, Assetto, when did Assetto Corsa come out? 2013 or something? I can't remember, but I got it around 2016, maybe 20, somewhere around there, like a couple of years after it came out. But I wasn't very, I wasn't looking up guides or doing research on games like how usually people do, like for every game. They'll look up, oh, what's the best armor? What's the best sword? What's the best this? What's the best technique? What's this and that? And I remember when I first got my wheel, bro, it was painful, man, to try to drift. And yo, so many people reached out, so many other YouTubers that drift, and they try to help me out, bro. And they would give me tunes and I would try to explain to them, like, look, I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to drift like this, and then they'll be like, yo, I'm gonna try to build a car like that and see how it works. But then they just, you know, their tunes never worked out for me. Not like I'm not saying like their tunes don't work. I'm just saying that they didn't work for me. Since I like doing this weirdness. I don't know what the hell this would be called. This is just, to me, it's just basic weight transfer drifting. That's all it is. I think if you master that, this shows you, it just shows you control over your pedal, like your pedal control, like, you know. Because I think when you start drifting, that's probably the hardest thing to learn, not to over push so you don't spin out. And then the rest is just whatever you want to do, you know. Because I see so many people go beyond that, and then what they do is they do what I was talking about earlier. They envision, they, you know, do the reverse entries, they start doing 360s, turning into like crazy stuff. And then comes in the tricks and the stunt, you know, doing the stunts. I got into car acts, into the little stunt, doing little stunts and doing 360 through the signs. And a couple of my subscribers showed me their little stunts, and they told me how long it took them to do it, and it was pretty fun, man. I miss those days of just everyone would chill and just like, they would just talk about their little techniques or what was the best thing or their favorite cars or like all the little things that they would just talk about in there. Sometimes they'll just argue about dumb stuff. I'll just stay quiet and just start laughing. I'm like, why are they, what is this? Why are they talking about this? Like, what the hell's going on? I'd be puzzled. But yeah. A lot of I didn't get into a lot of it. I forgot what was his name. There's a guy that we know that he makes maps on CarX, and he made one map that I still have it, but you know, off of respect, I never showed it to nobody because when he gave it to me, he told me don't put it out there, and he told me it wasn't ready or whatever. So I didn't. I just like drift on, and I thought it was pretty dope. But I don't remember him giving me an update or even seeing if he finished it or anything. And they're the ones, they were cool enough to walk me through how to do that, how to mod the CarX. Even 16, which was like one of my old OG subscribers. I think he walked me through the Assetto Corsa one because I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I had to, the one from BeamMG, I had to look it up, and I'm still confused on it. Like, I'm always nervous to mess with that one because it's like, I don't know what could be, you know. You start to download all these resources, all these map things, and then next thing you know, you're downloading a virus. I don't know. And then boom, their PC is blowing up. But this is why I can just sit here and just, I don't know, just chill. It really just shuts off my brain, and then I'm just trying to get better. And I know if I start breaking a lot, you will get better, of course, because you're forcing a break, you're forcing a turn, you know. So whenever you use the handbrake, you're forcing all that. So you're not really practicing techniques at that point. You're literally just going straight and then turning, and then, you know, you're holding the drift. You know, you're holding, and you got your pedal. You're holding the pedal all the way down. That's why when people have their setups, and then there's people like, oh, nah, you're max revving or whatever. And it's because their car is so overpowered that they rely on the power of the car, like, and then that's why they're like max revving their car. Like, let's see if I can, like, I'm gonna try, but I'm gonna spin out of just holding the rev on this, like just holding it and see what happens. It's in my head. I normally don't do this though. See, so that's. So normally, what people do is, it's like the first steps of when you get used to drifting, which is like, is a power slide. So anybody that, whether they got a new wheel or whatever, or even in real life they practice that, they go fast, and then they take a turn, and then they try to just hold the slide, and then they try. That's how they practice their counter steering. And it's all kind of weird, bro. Like what the different techniques that you can do, and the different ways that you can learn how to drift. To me, it's always just weird, and it's annoying. Like you see the max revving in the games. Like you notice that every game I kind of play, the volume is down, because the like that will drive me crazy. Imagine doing that for so many hours and hearing like it sounds like, to me at least, it sounds like a weed whacker. Like that's what it sounds to me. Like when I go out and I use the weed whacker to like trim everything down, that's all I'm hearing. That's the only thing I did like about CarX, though, like how they have all the lines on the road, and I mean here they have the coolness of the build of the maps, that, you know, I don't have to stay here and just keep drifting on here. I think it's here. Let me see if I find one. There's like one that is called like the parking lot, which I really like. That's like my favorite one. That's probably like the first one I found. Let me see, is it that one? No. I think it might be this one. I'll use this. I'm using it now. But I kind of really want to just really tune the crap out of the Corvette. And this was probably the first map that I played, and I just like the way it flows. The flow of the map is very nice. Whether you go on top or you stay on the bottom, it's just like whoever made this thought of, like, you know, they probably practice on it for a while or something. Because just the thought of how it swings back and how it loops and the different ways you could go about it, it's pretty cool. Like this whole little parking slot here, the parking lot just going up, and then this here just chilling, and there's the little jump here. I gotta go back into making maps. It just takes so long. I'm not gonna lie. I think the map that I did make is on the stream, and it's like 8, 10. I don't even know how long. And it's just me making a map. Man, that stream took so long to do, man. And we literally raced once on it, and I've never used it again. I don't even practice on it anymore. And that's kind of what I like about this car. It's all like throttle control, basically. You can basically take the car wherever you want, spin it, go around, like do all this kind of crazy control tricks. Because all you literally doing is, you know, the throttle's everything. So I'm trying to make a car that feels kind of like this one. I haven't had any luck at all. Like I said, even the Corvette didn't feel like this. I think I would have to check it, but I think I kind of got a little close with the other Mustang, with like the regular Mustang I have. But even that is not as close. So this is so cool, the way this connects over here, and then it has this little bridge here that is kind of very like thin here. Then it kind of widens up again here, and then you have like that log there. I haven't done this in a minute. I did a stream where I did do this. Like I think I showed off all my favorite maps. But this thing has like a thing where you just, whenever you go to a certain amount of maps, it erases other maps. Because I did try some of the stuff that somebody, I forgot who was telling me. They were like, oh, do this. And it's like 30 seconds and you get a crap of XP, and then you get, then you can get cars and all this crap. But I honestly just rather just drift and level up. And I think I got mad points, honestly. Let me see. I usually don't even, like, I can't even check that right now, actually. I don't even bother looking at it unless I have a brand new car and I want to unlock all the little, I don't even know what they're called, perks, the little perks on the car. So this is why I love this game, and I was really hoping that crew game felt like this, because so many people were like, you know, comparing, and they were actually saying it was better. So it kind of just disappointed me when it's not. But then again, like I said, you probably just got to get used to different, you know, mechanics in the game, different physics. It's kind of good to get used to different physics, but like I said, relative to the point where you have an idea that what you want to do and you could kind of do it. If it gets to the point where you can't even do what you want, that's bad. Right there, I try to use the brake, because doing a swing on that would probably be hard as hell. I'm always wrestling with myself whether I should never use brakes or just use them every once in a while. Talking about leveling up, and I just leveled up now. Word, I wonder how many spins I got. I don't know how many spins I got. Let me get out of it. I think I would have to get out of this to check. I really don't go crazy with it though. I forgot where this thing is even at. Where is it? Wheel spin, okay. I got 15. I think, yo, this is low key training people how to be gamblers in the casino, bro. Like, low key. Cause this is all that reminds me of, bro. And this like low key, they want people to be gamblers, bro. Yeah, I hate casinos and things like that, bro. I saw this and I was like, yo, what are we doing here, man? See if I'll get anything good here. Like, I guess a nice, nice car-wise, basically. This is why I have so much money, because I do this every once in a while. And I really rarely use money. One of my subscribers, Twin, he gave me like, I forgot how much. I think it was like 4 or 8 mil. Because we did this thing where, I forgot how we did it, but he bought a car from me or I bought it from him and then sold it to him back or something. I forgot what it was. But, yeah. So now look, I got 4 mil. I usually don't use it on anything but whenever I buy a little drift car just to hook it up and just, use it. So I don't know how good it's gonna be in BeamMG right now. But I'm gonna have to try. I don't know if I gotta get a certain car. I don't know if it's just the overall feel to it. I know I haven't played that game in mad long. I tried, I downloaded it, and I forgot how to get into the maps that I used to get into. Yeah, I'm gonna try to mess around with that. Let me see how long I've been on here. I'm gonna try to. I mean, I won't do it on stream because it's gonna be annoying to like anybody that's trying to watch me, over here spending hours trying to tune something for it to work. But like I said, I'm so hard-headed when it comes to that. I'm so hard-headed when it comes to just being like, nah, I want to use my wheel on this game. I don't care what I have to do. And then you just start tweaking every single thing. Cruising in this game, I've never really cruised. I remember the guys were like, yo, you don't go cruising, bro. And I'm like, what are you talking about, bro? Like on a boat? And they're like, nah, you just drive around. That's all we do. Just drive around. They like the, everybody kept trying to get me to do the no Hesse thing. Which, since it has nothing to do with drifting, doesn't really appeal to me, that you're just dodging cars in a straight line. It just like it almost feels like one of those old school games that, like, or that you're playing Frogger or something. That's what kind of it feels to me. I don't know. To me, it's just mentally trying to have fun just doing that, going in a straight line and just dodging cars. Just the appeal to me just doesn't seem fun to me. People seem to love it, but I don't get it. Maybe it's because racing, in racing you do the same thing. You're in a straight line and you're racing against other drivers, and the overtake mentality. Maybe if you get an adrenaline rush from like going past, zooming between cars. I don't know. Like it has to be a racer's mentality type thing, I guess. For me, I just don't get it. I just like, yeah, it's cool. It's like when they try to get me into drag racing too. I was just like, yeah, I don't like it. Even when I'm in a straight line, I drift. This thing slides like crazy though. See, I like this is why you hear the wheel right now. It's because I let it go. So it's just smacking back and forth by itself. That's how little I'm like struggling with it, where I just let it go. I just like, So I guess this is what I have fun doing. This is my no Hesse right here. Just practicing sliding back and forth like this. And then if you're doing this while cars are coming, dodging them too, like timing it to where you're not gonna hit them, you're not gonna come off the road, you're just gonna go around them like that, getting in between cars. Just things like that. Man, but I'm gonna try to do it. I'm gonna burn out, and I'm gonna try to see if I can fix that game. At least try my best to try to figure it out. So tomorrow is either gonna be that game, or I'm gonna relearn how to Drift and BeamNG, try that game, and I don't know if I gotta re-download maps. That's one of the things that kept me away from it. The modding, I know that's like one of the best aspects of, that's the whole reason people get into PCs, is the modding part. I just don't want to screw anything up or have like so many files that take up so much space and then not know where they are later. And then when I only have a terabyte in here, so usually when I have to delete something, like today, just to put BeamNG, I think I deleted like 3 or 4 games. So, and BeamNG is not even a big game. BeamNG, I think it's like 50 gigs at most is like 50 gigs. But then you start adding up the mods, then that's what makes it, that's what really makes BeamNG huge. You think you have a small game, and then coming to find out, you look at all your mods and put them all together, and you have like almost 200 gigs right there. And then you're looking at yourself like, yo, I don't understand why I don't have no space. I only got like 1, 2 games, bro. That's why I think I didn't go crazy with the CarX modding, because of that. Because I didn't want that problem. But yeah, it's a whole different feel, man. It's the same, but then it's not the same. I can see why people compare, like why is there a comparison? Why people are saying it's better or not better? It's just a different location. It feels the same to me. it's just a different place. That's why I got that game. I was like, yo, this looks like Forza. It feels like Forza. It's just in a different location. But then again, the physics are just way, way different too. In my case, it's hard to understand the what the wheel's doing, why you're fighting with it, and all that. Once I feel like I said, once I figure that out, it'll be a cakewalk. It'll be like I want it to be this, just me just swinging, boom, back and forth. If I decide to brake, then I brake, you know. But I want this feel of just I want to guide the wheel, you know. I think that's another thing too. Like I noticed this doesn't confuse me because there's not that much to confuse you. In the other game, it's like a big clutter of too many lights, too many flashing things going on, and then I don't know where I'm going. This one is just so plain that there's nothing here but the road and a bunch of little bushes. So. There's nothing, but you can clearly tell where the road is going just by looking straight ahead. I don't know how that other one works too, like if I'm just done for the week or the month or whatever on the drift stuff, or I could just continue to just keep hitting it over and over and break records and get pieces. Because it said something when I was trying to replay it, it said something about the tournament is over, so I don't understand. The Gymkhana thing, it seems cool too. I gotta try that. I gotta see how that one's like. But the fact that I can't control my drifting, that's gonna be a no-no. If I can't even control my basic drifting, you definitely don't want to be in a place where you're trying to do some tricks or whatever, or have any type of drift control. And you can't even keep a line straight or keep drift. I think Dirt has that. I think the Dirt too has like a Gymkhana thing where it's just you do tricks and stuff like that. I gotta look into that. I would definitely get it out. If it has that, hopefully the handling on the drifting in that game is good, and then you pair it up with that. And then if I don't know if people are making their own little tracks themselves, so I don't know. It all depends. I hit the brakes way too late on that one. I should have like hit them way earlier, since this has the slide on it. Like that's one thing I noticed with this one. You could just hold the brake from that. Look at that. You hold the brake and it's just, yo, what's up? My bad. I haven't even been focused on that. On the chat, I'm a bad YouTuber. I'm over here just drifting, lost. Sometimes I be forgetting that I'm streaming, bro. And then people leave. They'll be like, "What? He's ignoring? How dare you ignore me? I'm never coming back to this place." I don't even know when that message popped up, bro. That could have been there for like 20 minutes. Yo, my bad. I'm just barely looking at the chat. I'm just chilling. But yeah, this feels nice, man. I want it to feel nice on the other one, man. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take off now, and then I'm gonna try my best to figure the other one out. That's all I can do until I could kind of drift like this on that other game. So I'm out, I guess. I'm gone. I'm gonna try to fix the other game.